Did you know that the Nile River, a life-giving artery of Egypt, was once considered a deity? In the heart of Africa, this mighty river, the longest in the world, winds its way north for over 4,000 miles, its waters nurturing life on its banks and its depths hiding centuries of secrets. The ancient Egyptians, a civilization that flourished thousands of years ago, had a deep reverence for this waterway. They saw the Nile not merely as a river, but as a divine entity, a life-giving god who was integral to their survival and prosperity. Every year, like clockwork, the Nile would flood its banks, transforming the arid desert landscape into a fertile oasis. This annual inundation was a godsend for the Egyptians, who harnessed the river's bounty to cultivate crops, essentially turning the Nile Valley into the breadbasket of the ancient world. But the Nile was more than a source of sustenance. It was also Egypt's superhighway, a bustling route for transportation and trade. Boats laden with grain, papyrus, gold, and exotic goods from far-off lands would sail the length of the Nile, connecting Egypt to the rest of Africa and the Mediterranean world. This riverbound commerce was instrumental in shaping Egypt as a formidable power in the ancient world. And then there was the spiritual dimension. The ancient Egyptians worshipped the Nile as a god, a divine being who held sway over life and death. They believed that the river was the earthly embodiment of the god Hapi, who was responsible for the annual flooding. Temples were built in Hapi's honor, and elaborate rituals were performed to appease him, to ensure the floodwaters would come, bringing life to their lands. So you see, the Nile was so much more than a river to the Egyptians. It was their lifeblood, their highway, their god. It was the thread that wove together the fabric of their civilization, a civilization that has left an indelible mark on the sands of time. Indeed, the Nile was not just a river for the ancient Egyptians, it was the very heartbeat of their civilization. The pyramids, grand tombs of the pharaohs, are an enduring testament to Egypt's ancient obsession with the afterlife. They stand tall, defying time and weather, symbols of a civilization that held a profound belief in life beyond death. The pharaohs, the ancient rulers of Egypt, were not just considered political leaders, but also divine beings. Their demise was not viewed as an end, rather a transition to another realm. This belief shaped their burial customs and practices, with the pyramids serving as their eternal resting place. These colossal structures were not just tombs, they were gateways to the afterlife, carefully designed and constructed to guide the pharaohs on their journey beyond. The mummification process, another fascinating aspect of their afterlife belief, was a meticulous ritual. It ensured the preservation of the physical body, which the Egyptians believed was necessary for the soul, or ka, to continue its existence in the afterlife. The organs were carefully removed, the body was treated with natron to dry it out, and then wrapped in linen, ready for its journey to eternity. The ka, the spiritual double, was a central concept in the pharaoh's understanding of the afterlife. It was believed to live on after death, needing the body as its home. Hence the elaborate mummification process and the construction of grand mausoleums. One of the most well-known pharaohs, Tutankhamun, provides a fascinating peek into these ancient beliefs. His tomb, discovered virtually intact in the early 20th century, was a treasure trove of artifacts, all designed to assist him in his afterlife. From his golden death mask to the intricate jewelry and chariots, each item had a purpose, a role to play in the young pharaoh's journey to eternity. The pyramids and their treasures are a window into the fascinating, intricate beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. They remind us of a civilization that thousands of years ago endeavored to understand and prepare for the journey that awaits us all. A civilization that saw death not as an end but as a fascinating beginning to another chapter. Hieroglyphs, the written language of the ancient Egyptians, were more than just pretty pictures. These intricate symbols, carefully carved or painted onto stone, papyrus, and pottery, served as the Egyptians' main form of communication for over 3,000 years. In essence, hieroglyphs were a blend of logographic, syllabic, and alphabetic elements. They were used to record historical events, religious texts, and even to jot down everyday items like tax records and love letters. If you're imagining a scribe hunched over a stone slab, chisel in hand, you've got the right idea. But how did we, in the 21st century, come to understand this complex ancient language? Well, we have the Rosetta Stone to thank for that. Discovered in 1799, this slab of granodiorite was inscribed with the same text in 3 scripts: Greek, Demotic, and, you guessed it, hieroglyphs. Scholars use their knowledge of Greek to decipher the hieroglyphs, unlocking the secrets of ancient Egypt. However, time marches on, and so does language. With the Islamic conquest of Egypt in the 7th century, Arabic gradually replaced the ancient Egyptian language and its hieroglyphic script. Today, modern Standard Arabic, a descendant of the classical Arabic, introduced all those centuries ago, is the official language of Egypt. Now let's take a moment to consider an interesting parallel. In our digital age, we've seen the rise of a new kind of symbolic language, emojis. Emojis, like hieroglyphs, use pictures to represent ideas and emotions. They're a fun, quick way to communicate, and they've become a global phenomenon. We've come full circle from ancient stone carvings to digital symbols on a screen. Language evolves, and Egypt's journey from hieroglyphs to Arabic is a testament to that. Just as the Egyptians adapted their language to fit their changing world, we continue to innovate and adapt our own methods of communication. Who knows what the future of language holds? Perhaps centuries from now, scholars will be deciphering our emojis, just as we deciphered the hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt. Egypt today is a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of history and culture. This land, known for its ancient pyramids and timeless sphinx, is not just a relic of the past. It's a bustling, ever-evolving mix of traditions and influences that continue to shape its present and future. From the sands of the Sahara to the bustling streets of Cairo, Egypt is a fusion of cultures, a melting pot that has simmered for centuries. Let's take a moment to appreciate the myriad influences that have seeped into Egypt's cultural fabric. The Greek and Roman imprints are unmistakable, visible in the remnants of Alexandria's ancient lighthouse and the Roman amphitheaters. The Arab conquest brought with it Islam and the Arabic language, forever changing the cultural and religious landscape of Egypt. The Ottoman era, though brief, left behind a legacy of architectural splendor, while Western influences have crept in, subtly shaping facets of contemporary Egyptian society. Yet Egypt is not just a receptacle of foreign influences, it has its own modern achievements that stand as a testament to its progress and resilience. Take, for instance, the Aswan Dam. This marvel of modern engineering not only tamed the mighty Nile, but also became a source of hydroelectric power, ushering in a new era of development and prosperity. And let's not forget Egypt's vibrant arts and entertainment scene. From the soul-stirring melodies of Kulthum and the enchanting performances of the Cairo Opera House to the captivating narratives of its film industry, Egypt pulsates with creative energy. This blend of ancient and new, local and foreign, traditional and modern, is what makes Egypt a fascinating study in cultural diversity. It's a country that respects its past, embraces its present, and looks forward to its future. From ancient civilization to modern nation, Egypt's journey is a captivating saga that continues to unfold.